Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's late night Q&A with ZodWriter, featuring Bellreve. Tonight, I am so excited to have you here with me, Bell. This is awesome. This is one of those shows we've been talking about doing for a while. So this is really cool. Wow. I guess we should start out with how do you feel about the melon you're eating right now?
Oh, it's delicious. Delicious. It's light in calories, so I have to stick to foods that are light in calories because I'm a night eater, to be honest. I like to eat at night.
Yeah. You know, my father always tells me never eat or drink anything after midnight.
Well, it's not midnight yet.
I can understand that. But I've been known to do that too. Because you do that a lot on your streams. You'll be eating pizza or whatever, and it'll be a late night stream. And it's funny because I'll be the same way. Sometimes it'll be the middle of the night. It'll be like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'll like get like a slice of pizza or something, and it'll definitely help in that situation. Do you find yourself eating more in stressful situations, or like drinking more in like stressful situations? I'm not talking about alcohol. I'm just talking about like regular
water.
Like do you drink more and all that during that? Because for me, I used to have like a thing where I would like to drink like soda all the time. Like I would drink like Coke or whatever, and I found myself drinking that a lot in the evenings, and then I would wonder why I would be so wired and couldn't go to sleep until like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then have to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning for work or something, and it would be ridiculous because how can you function like that when you're so wired? But
yeah, it's true.
But Showcaz says hello to the crew, and Marcus Cruz says hi Zod, and Showcaz says it's 6:30 a.m. where I am, so it's a reasonable hour for me finally. And Daniel Martin says, "What's good, Zod? What's good, Bell?"
What's up, Daniel? I shared this stream on my platform. If you don't mind,
I'm so happy you did that. I didn't know how many people we would have tonight because I normally do this. I normally do this show a little bit earlier, but I like to accommodate everybody's schedule because my goal for this particular type of stream is to just interview all sorts of people. So I really don't care about the time or or anything like that when it comes to time streams. If I got to do this live stream at 4 o'clock in the morning to accommodate somebody, I will. I don't care because that's the whole purpose of it, to be able to connect with other people on a positive level. And this is Sharon Peters says hello, Zod. I don't. Hello.
Do you know her?
I don't. I just said, there you go. Sharon Peters says hello, Zod. Hello, Sharon Peters. And Daniel Martin says, I haven't been able to catch a Zod stream in a hot minute. Well, I mean, is this, I don't know. That's why I say I don't know about the times. I don't know what works well for everybody. I just try to accommodate based on guest availability. And that's what I wanted to do for Belle, because I know Belle is a night owl. I know she's primarily available later, so it actually works out kind of cool that way. Steven says, what's up Steven? The important question, Belle, did you get a chance to check out Injustice yet?
No. I'm scared.
Oh well, good. See, you didn't miss anything. All the things we talked about, all the things that that have been mentioned, it's all true. So if you haven't seen it, you've heard everybody talk about it and complain about it, you've probably already seen the movie pretty much. Let's see. Sickness says, Zod, what's up, brother? What's up, Belle? What's up, Sickness? Good to see you.
And you got a troll.
I kind of get that now, and I'm starting, and I'm starting to wonder. I'm having, you know, it's like you know how when you get a troll in your chat, then you start to wonder who the person could possibly be, and then you
Yeah.
say to yourself, then you say to yourself, oh, okay, yeah, I get the idea, but all right, that's no problem. I mean, we don't have to respond to those types of comments. So Kaz wants to know, what about Peacemaker?
I
Did you
didn't
see
see the
the?
teaser. I
Yeah,
didn't care for it
yeah. You
to
didn't
look.
miss any. You didn't miss anything. I mean, if you liked, I mean, if you liked the uh, if you liked
Suicide Squad film?
Suicide Squad, I don't even think you would like this, because to me this feels like this is worse than the Suicide Squad. I don't know. I didn't like Suicide Squad. I know you liked it, right? You liked it a little bit, at least. The Suicide Squad,
It
or
was entertaining, but it wasn't. It didn't, like, when the movie ended, it didn't have me think about, you know, stuff like, other movies do. It was just a really simple film.
it was like a Marvel movie. Like, you
Rated
see
R.
you see the Marvel movie, and then after the Marvel movie, you don't think about it again. It just kind of it's just kind of like it entertained you in that moment,
Mhm.
and then that's basically it. Yeah, I get that.
Yep.
Marcus Cruz says, I'm busy reading Cassandra Cain comic, Zod. She as Batgirl is amazing and honestly better than Barbara Gordon. Still love Babs though. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're enlightening yourself with all sorts of comics, Marcus. I can honestly say that I'm not currently reading any real mainstream comics. I was reading a little bit of. I read Deceased. I read what's the current new one? Superman's like off planet, right? Is he on like
Future State.
Future State? Yeah, that one. Have you been catching up on any of that? Are you on like Futures? Have you been reading Future State or?
No, I haven't been. To be honest with you, I don't really read comics like that, but I do listen to them on YouTube.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of fun. You see, there's these people on YouTube who like know how to read and like really like put a lot of acting and like inflection and tone into the comics and make them very entertaining for people. So I was one of those. I like those too. I know exactly what you're talking about, and they do all sorts of comics. I mean, you name it. They dramatize them and make them really exciting, and they're fun to listen to. It's cool. But I've always been an audio guy.
Hmm.
So
Me
that
too.
so audio is cool. And Sharon Peters says the troll is P Dubs. Okay, well I don't know. Is P Dubs a troll? I never really looked at P Dubs as a troll. P Dubs is kind of P Dubs is pretty cool. I like P Dubs.
Who's
Showcase.
Peanuts?
He's a guy from the retro arcade community that he does a lot of videos about home arcade entertainment and stuff. He's pretty cool. Showcast says, I'm asking because they had a vigilante doing a bad Ryan Reynolds Deadpool impersonation. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. And no, I haven't checked it out, Showcast. Daniel Martin says, Bell's going for that Barbara Gordon look. Hair looks fire. Yeah, she definitely fits the Barbara Gordon look. Did you see the fandom segment about Batgirl?
No, I didn't.
Because I was on the Bat Channel's live stream during fandom, and I literally fell asleep on camera 3 times. That's how bored I was. But in that segment, they showed Batgirl, and apparently Batgirl, she looks really well. You know who the actress is that they got for Batgirl, and she's and I don't know. I'm like, oh, are they going to make her hair red? I mean, I thought maybe they're going to go for the Bellreve look. I don't know. I was waiting to see, because when she was talking, I was like, well, yeah, she might be able to pull it off, but that panel was so long and it just went on and on. And they didn't have any footage to show, and they didn't announce that. They didn't even announce at Fandom that J.K. Simmons was coming back as Commissioner Gordon, which I didn't understand. I felt like that would be something that they would focus on and follow up on. Showcast says, "I'm guessing Vigilante is most likely Gunn's next DC film if he gets that far." I have a feeling James Gunn is going to be out once the merger is complete. I don't know about you, but I think he's going to be one of the casualties because he's part of that. He's part of that old regime. But at the same time, I think he's also, and I keep saying this because they mentioned Spider-Man at Fandom and Spider-Man, not Spider-Man, but Superman has been mentioned in Marvel's Eternals, meaning that Superman exists in the Marvel universe. So my question to all of that is, if you're going to, we're going to start hearing Marvel mentioning DC, is this essentially alluding to that thing that I was saying, in which they're going to use James Gunn as the conduit between Marvel and DC, and eventually make that Marvel versus DC movie? I think that Marvel versus DC movie is going to happen in no less than 5 years. I think they're setting it up. They're sowing the seeds for it. There's a reason they're mentioning Superman in Eternals. There's a reason they're talking about Spider-Man on Fandom. Why are they doing that? It's like little hints, like little things that just, to try and get the audience kind of slowly interested in that. Sharon Peters wants to know, what did you guys think about Free Guy? Free Guy was okay. Ryan Reynolds is interesting. To me, I kind of feel like he plays Deadpool in all of his movies.
Yeah. That's how I feel. That's why I was scared when they casted Will Smith as Deathshot back when Suicide Squad, David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Well, not really his version, but that film. I always thought like Will Smith would not make a good Deadshot, but there were some scenes where I did actually enjoy Will Smith as Deadshot. Yeah. Some scenes.
Yeah, and I think when we finally do get the Ayer cut, I think we'll be much happier with his portrayal as well as all the other characters. I know the one major thing that I'm looking forward to with the Ayer cut when that finally comes out is we're going to finally and definitively get to see what Jared Leto's Joker was really supposed to be about. And that's the thing that I'm really excited about. Because I know we haven't fully seen what his character is supposed to be. It seems like, we got a little taste of it in the Snyder Cut, but the version that we got in the Suicide Squad movie that we got wasn't really his Joker. It was all reshoots and retooling and strange things. And I read the novel for David Ayer's Suicide Squad, his original script, his original vision for it, and the Joker is a pretty scary and menacing character. There's literally a final battle that happens between the Suicide Squad and the Joker. So I really hope that we get to see that on screen. It's going to be entertaining to see where Jared Leto really wanted to take things, because I think he's brilliant in the role. He gets a lot of flack, but I think it's because he came after any actor who came after Heath Ledger was going to have a hard time.
Yeah, I love Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah, I do too. I don't have a problem with it at all. I think that character is crazy and perfect for the role. So I'm not, that's one thing that I feel like we are in good hands with moving forward if we get more of Jared Leto's Joker. And Marcus Cruz says there is a rumor that Marvel is going to make a World War Hulk movie set after the events of the She-Hulk series. It will also set a future MCU film. Yeah, it's going to help set up Marvel versus DC, Marcus. Marvel versus DC is eventually happening. It's just a rumor. They can't make a Hulk film because Universal owns it. Uh, they might get the rights back, though. Who knows? And Mountains of Elysium is in the chat. What's up, Mountains? Good to see you. Greetings, ZodWriter, Bellreve, and fellow nerds. Can't stay long. Have to get ready for work. Just dropping by to give the stream a like. Well, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. Bell, what did you think about the exclusive footage that I dropped yesterday from Matt Reeves, the Batman, that was sent to me from WB? Exclusive footage about Batman walking into someone's basement level apartment and cold-bloodedly murdering a bunch of locals. What did you think of that? How did that make you feel? Are you excited for Pattinson now?
Yeah, but was he in LA or Gotham? Where was he at?
That's what I was trying to figure out. That's what I was trying to figure out. And my God, the language he used, it was just terrible. It was filthy for Batman. I really, I was, I was blown away. But again, I have to thank Warner Brothers for being so courteous and caring about me as a Snyder fan, sending me footage that no one has ever seen, apart from my viewers, of that upcoming Batman film. That was awesome. Marcus Cruz says Disney must have paid Universal $100 million or something to make it happen. Showcase says, nope, the deal isn't like that. It's a distribution deal, which is hard to get out of. And Baby Girl says, pow. And now the chat is really lightening up. We're getting a lot of people in here now, Bell. See, people are excited about this team up. I know I was excited. Marcus Cruz says production on World War Hulk starts in late 2022. Well, you know what, Marcus, I get the feeling you're like the resident MCU fan, so you're going to keep us all up to date on all this Marvel stuff, because I'm going to be honest with you, I had no idea that there was even a World War Hulk in production. And to be honest with you, that it's like the last thing that I was thinking about, to be honest. So that's cool. Let's see. Daniel Martin says that the MCU talks about Superman more than WB. Yeah, and that's how you know that film is eventually going to happen. And when it does, you better believe Superman's going to be center stage, and it better be Henry Cavill, because if it's made within the next 5 years, like I'm predicting, they've got no excuse not to use Henry Cavill. What do you think? Would you like to see a Marvel versus DC movie, Bell? Where do you sit on this? Being DC royalty, where do you sit on this thought process?
I'm trying to if it's directed by Zack Snyder, then fuck it, I'll watch it. If he does all the characters, yeah, then I'll be excited for it. That's a lot of characters.
I don't know who. Yeah, I don't really know who they would get to direct it. I kind of have this strange feeling that even if they don't have say they don't have Zack Snyder direct Marvel versus DC, Zack Snyder will be at least on board in some capacity. They'll either have him on as a producer, or they'll have him on as like a co-writer, or they'll have him on in some way. And then my thought process is this might be something that they end up handing over to the Russos, because it would be a big project. It would be a huge undertaking, and they would probably have to split it across a couple movies like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. But they should finish off the Snyderverse first before they do that, so we can see more Justice League.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that, and this is how I think you and I are totally on the same page, Bell. It's like I want them to just allow Zach to finish his arc, and then I really don't care what they do. After that, it's like you can make Marvel versus DC, you can make Justice League sequels. I really don't care. Just allow us to finally get what we were supposed to get. Allow Zack Snyder's arc to be completed and give us that Batfleck movie, and Ayer's Suicide Squad, and we'll all be happy.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, all this stuff cannot peacefully coexist. I'm not getting it, because it's all comic book stuff. So why does it matter? They've got what, 5-6 different Batmen in the Flash. So why do they need to make it so complicated? It's like, how many Barry Allens are we getting in the Flash? I mean, we saw what, 2 or 3 of them, and they were all Ezra Miller in that little trailer that they showed for Fandom, and it wasn't even really a trailer. It was just like, I don't know what
Yeah.
it was. What was it, a trailer? Was it a teaser?
I mean, even Ezra Miller was like, "We can't show you a trailer because we don't have one. We're just showing you pieces of the movie."
Ezra Miller looks like he's been living a strange life when they talk to him in that thing. In that Flash panel, my whole, what was going off in the back of my head that entire time. That entire time Ezra was talking, all I kept thinking about was that scene in the Chappelle Show, with like the Rick James, cocaine's a hell of a drug. That's all I kept hearing when I was listening to Ezra Miller. Like, nothing he was saying was translating to me. It was just, cocaine's a hell of a drug. He's
a very awkward person.
Well, it's not even that. It was just like, even he knew that they didn't have anything to show us.
Yeah.
That what they had was ridiculously slim, and we were just gonna, be wasting our time. And then when we found out, I don't know if you knew about this, Belle, but China got a longer, better version of Fandom, where they actually talked about the Snyderverse, and they showed more stuff from the Flash movie, and they had bigger panels. Longer panels about those movies. Yeah, if you were in China, you got a better version of Fandom. So now China is like regionally, there's regional differences between Fandom. Made no sense to me. I was like, if I would have known that, I would have watched Fandom through a VPN and watched it from China if I'd known it was going to be a better version of Fandom.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I'm like, what? So they actually acknowledged the success of the Snyderverse in the Chinese version of Fandom, because it was a huge hit in China. And China is, way more people than in the United States. So it's pretty, I find that pretty noteworthy that they can acknowledge the Snyderverse in China, but they can't acknowledge the fact that it was a massive success here in the United States too.
Yeah. Well, I wish I was in China.
Yeah, I just wish I would have VPN'd. I don't want to go to China. I just would have liked to have seen the broadcast. I mean, that would have been cool. Showcast says, so let's stop pretending that Disney and Marvel paid Universal something they will never sell. And Steven says, Daniel Martin, that's sad. And Sickness says, Ryan Reynolds can only be Ryan Reynolds. I agree. Stephen, let's see here. Showcase says, well, if you see Peacemaker, he ain't the only Ryan Reynolds to do Ryan Reynolds. I don't even really like John Cena that much, to tell you the truth. As an actor, I don't really think he's challenging himself, because the character he played in James Gunn's Suicide Squad was just a complete douche. And he's just continuing that trend with Peacemaker. There's nothing new going on there that we haven't already seen. It just looks ridiculous. The trailer was so off-putting. I was like, why didn't they make a Polka Dot Man show? That would have been interesting. I mean, at least with Polka Dot Man, we would have got some drama. Dude, I wonder what happens to his polka dots when he's in the bathroom and he's got like having like a really, really aggressive bowel movement. I wonder if the polka dots like get like a really dark, ugly brown color.
Oh my God.
I wonder about these things. This could all be explored on HBO Max.
Yeah, it could.
But no, instead we're going to get Peacemaker. What's up, Ralph McMillan? Ralph McMillan says, what's up, Zod and Bell? And Sickness says, I don't like Will Smith as Deadshot for the same exact reason, because Will Smith can only play Will Smith. So that's a fair point. Some people don't really like Will Smith, but I think Will Smith would probably does a better job in the Ayer cut. Because I think, didn't he put out a tweet where even he acknowledged that the Ayer cut is much better than what we got? He put out some kind of a tweet talking
He
about
did?
he'll see us. He might see us after the merger or something. Like it was either on like Twitter or Instagram. I don't remember which. Marcus Cruz said, Zod, the MCU is not going to do a Marvel versus DC film without doing Secret Wars first. Something for DC and Crisis on Infinite. Same thing for DC and Crisis. Well, no, but this is the reason, Marcus, why they're sowing the seeds. This is the reason why you have Superman being mentioned in Marvel shows. They didn't just mention Superman in the Eternals. The clip is online. They didn't mention Superman in the Eternals like he's just a fictional character. They mentioned Superman in the Eternals like he exists. He exists in that world. He's an actual character in that world. So if that's the case, they're already setting it up. So it's not going to take them too long. It may actually, to be honest with you, Marvel versus DC could very well happen before Secret Wars. It could very well. Because in the comic books, I don't know if you know anything about comic book history, but Marvel and DC have teamed up multiple times in the comic books. There's been several Marvel versus DC events, a lot. And I believe that there were quite a few of them that actually happened before Secret Wars in the comics. So anything is possible. But yeah, if they're mentioning Superman as a legitimate character, then that means that they want to get you ready for the possibility of DC and Marvel doing some kind of movie together. I know that this is Kevin Feige's big idea, because he knows because this is what he's thinking. Nobody is gonna take it seriously. Everybody's just gonna blow it off when they hear Superman references, but when they mention Batman and Moon Knight, y'all are just gonna flip out, because then you guys are gonna be like, well, there you go. Yeah. And Sickness is saying what's up to Rel. And then we got Showcase saying, as for Ryan playing Deadpool, don't you mean he's playing Hannibal King from Blade 3? He's been on that stick since then, including Deadpool. Yeah, he's been playing Ryan Reynolds for quite a while though. Rel is in the building. Yes, Rel is a local celebrity around here. We love having Bell at these Rel and Bell at these streams. I got Bell on the mind. Kumarev says, "What's up, Zod? What you talking about tonight?" Oh, we're talking about all the same stuff, Akuma. We're talking about DC and Marvel and DC, and yeah. that's pretty much the main topic for tonight. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about some crazy conspiratorial life stuff in a little while too. We'll switch it up a bit, but
those get interesting.
It's always fun to talk DC with you, Belle. So Ralph McMillan is saying, what's up, Steven and Sickness? Daniel, let's see, that's real. And Ralph McMillan says, I agree, Zod, about Leto. I feel like people also trash him because it's the cool thing to do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. People don't like Leto for some reason, and I'll never understand why. I don't know what Leto used to do. I used to watch Jared Leto on an old TV show called My So-Called Life, and I thought he was a brilliant actor back then. He played a character named Jordan Catalano. He was opposite Claire Danes in that show, and it was like a high school 90s high school drama, and he played the boyfriend that Claire Danes was pining over throughout the entire series. The guy that really never noticed her, but that sometimes he noticed her, sometimes he didn't.
Yeah.
And then they were at some point they were kind of together, then they weren't. Real teenage romance type stuff. Rel McMillan says, Bell, please tell me you loved that Matt Reeves masterpiece. Are you talking about the Batman trailer? Because I showed an exclusive clip yesterday, Rel, and everybody loved it. Everybody thought it was awesome. I mean, I don't know, Bell. I mean, do you see Batman when you look at Robert Pattinson? Because I think that it has potential to be a good movie. I'm not gonna crap on it, especially after the exclusive clip I got last night. But I mean, for me, Batfleck will always be the GOAT. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't waver from Batfleck in any way here tonight. It's just that warehouse scene. Come on. Pattinson's not going to do anything like that. Pattinson's too busy blowing people up and beating people to a pulp and shooting people in the head. I mean, Pattinson doesn't, I mean, and this Batman uses guns, and I think that's ridiculous. Showcase says DC versus Marvel ain't going to happen because of the merger. If Gunn doesn't get to make his next film at DC, then that film won't get made either. I'll tell you why, Showcase. I think that DC versus Marvel is going to happen regardless of the merger because Kevin Feige has clout. He can do what he wants. Do you think that if Kevin Feige comes to Zaslav, because he's the head of Discovery, and he says, I got a business proposition for you. I want to make the biggest superhero movie in the world. I want to make Marvel versus DC. Do you honestly think that won't happen? The amount of money that a Marvel versus DC movie stands to make, especially in the times that we're living in, where theaters are struggling to get back on their feet, and we're still living through a pandemic or whatever we're living through. Honestly, a Marvel versus DC movie has potential to make enough money to single-handedly save the movie industry, like for real. Like if they're hurting, that would be the best. That right there would be the thing that would bring everybody out to the theater, because I don't think anybody would want to watch a Marvel versus DC movie on a streaming service. Everybody would want to see that in theaters. I mean, especially if you got all the right people, and if they were smart. And Zaslav says to Feige, okay, we could do Marvel versus DC, but it's got to incorporate the Snyderverse. It's got to be a part of the Snyderverse. Meaning it's got to have Cavill, it's got to have Affleck, it's got to have Gal Gadot, it's got to have all the characters that Zack Snyder established. And once that happens, that movie would be insane. That movie would make so much money. It would just be ridiculous. We haven't seen the amount of money that movie would make theatrically. I think it would be ungodly how much money it would be.
Yeah.
And Sickness says murdering a bunch of locos. Yes, that's what Pattinson did in the exclusive clip I played yesterday. He murdered a bunch of locos, and he didn't care either. And he was talking all kinds of trash too before he killed them. It was crazy. He even said something about like I'll live long enough to piss on your grave or something like that. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, he's something. Pattinson is something else. What's real? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's real. Zod threw in those tacos just for Bell. Yeah, absolutely.
Locals.
Well, me and Bell both love tacos. Tacos are awesome.
It says locals.
Locals, absolutely.
Are you thinking of local tacos at Taco Bell? Is that what you're thinking about?
I remember being in California, and all I wanted to do was eat Del Taco. The Del Taco with the Del Tacos with the tater tots. The burritos with the burritos with the tater tots. You don't like those?
No. I don't like Del Taco.
What do you like? What do you like? A Pollo Loco chicken?
I would if I'm gonna get Americanized Mexican food, it's definitely gonna be El Pollo Loco. That's the closest.
Well, I'm with you there. I think a Pollo Loco is cool. I think they're great.
Yeah, I love a Pollo Loco and Chipotle too. I don't know if they have those over there where you're at.
And yeah, they've got Chipotle out by me. I'm in Illinois and not too far from Chicago, and they have they have Chipotle out here. The one thing they don't have though, they had one Del Taco in Illinois, and they closed down. And so whenever I go to California, I want to go to Del Taco just because I love those tater tot burritos. I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
Like what we like.
They're special in some way. I don't know if they're necessarily good because you got to put a lot of hot sauce on them. But Showcase says Reynolds being the same character since Blade 3, and
you can show the clip now. Someone send you a
super chat. I know. I see here that Daniel Martin has sent a $20 super chat. Thank you, Daniel, for your generosity. I deeply appreciate that. Got to get this through to two of the best people and content creators in the game before Zod goes ham on Sparkles Pattinson. Yes. And speaking of going ham on Sparkles Pattinson, I have a special clip that I played yesterday for super chats, and I think we'll go ahead and play that again right now for you, Daniel Martin, because I don't know if you got to see Pattinson's Batman go loco. So here, let's see if we can find it here. See if I can pull up this exclusive clip, courtesy of WB. WB giving me the hookup, and let's see who. Here we go. Let's check it out.
What's up, kid? Hey, right for that thing? All right, what's up? What's up? We should just go blast them motherfuckers. Hey, come on, let's go blast that fool. All you guys do is come play. Man, that shit just blast the rest of stupid. On the we gotta blast the fool, man.
Freeze. Don't even think about moving. Turn that fucking noise off. I should shoot every last one of you just based on the music you listen to.
Hey, check this clown out. Halloween until October. Didn't we kill his chingada madre already?
No, I'm not here to trick or treat, but I'm definitely here to turn you fucking douchebags into permanent ghosts. Get on your knees and interlock your fingers behind your head. You bitches get your ass in that room, and I swear to God, if I see a sliver of light from that door jam, I'm gonna have each and every one of you suited for a white sheet with black holes for eyes, you feel me?
Fucking killed you, dog! I left you for dead in the alley that night. You ain't even fucking here. You're a ghost, vato.
You killed the man, not the cause. You thought you were a pretty badass out there destroying people's lives, didn't you? Well, I'm here to settle the score for every last person you victimized in this city.
You know who you're fucking with, you stupid motherfucker?
Yeah, I know who I'm fucking with. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, and dead as evil Knievel.
No, motherfucker, you know what? You're fucking with pure evil. We got our homies on the barrel. They'll be back any second, dog. You know what? Regardless, you ain't getting out of here alive. You're done, that's it.
That may be true, but I'll live long enough to piss on your fucking grave. Judge not, that I not be judged. Though I walk in the shadow of darkness, my shield is my vengeance, my armor is my hatred. My weapon is my Father, His Son, and her Holy Ghost. This is a message from this city. Every mog has its day. Vatos.
All right, so there you have it, an exclusive clip from Matt Reeves' upcoming new film. I have to say, I have to say that clip gives me chills. I mean, it really does. I mean, because he is brutal. He is brutal. Oh God. After seeing it again, Bell. I mean, what's your take on that? I mean, do you think that that's appropriate for Batman? I mean, because for real, wow.
Well, you can't bitch about Batfleck if you like that.
And Daniel Martin says, "Wow, is this a deleted scene? We didn't even get that in the Snyder cut." No, yeah, that was from the the Batman. That's Robert Pattinson. That's what I'm talking about. If people are going to complain about Ben Affleck, this dude just totally like blew away a bunch of people because he didn't agree with him. I mean, just imagine you're just hanging out, just chilling, chilling in your place, with all your criminal homies. No problem. You're just hanging out, right? And then this dude just comes in out of nowhere. I mean, I'll give it to Matt Reeves. I love the cinematography where you just see the silhouette of Batman coming through the hallway, and you see a little bit of red, and then you see him come up before he goes in the room and messes with the locos. Yeah, that was great. And Sickness says, "You're a ghost, Vato." And Jesse Allen says, "That will be an Oscar-worthy scene." Yes, it is. Yes, absolutely. Really, when Matt Reeves has the balls to depict Batman in that way, I think we all got to bow down, and we all got to just realize that this guy means business. He's tired of playing games. He wants us to see Batman in the way that he was always meant to be depicted, as a pistol whipping, crazy, mentally deranged lunatic. And if that's how we're supposed to see him, I don't see how this movie can possibly be PG-13. I mean, there were like a bunch of F-bombs in that little scene alone. Thank you again, WB, for the exclusive scene. I appreciate it. Let's see. And we got love the Flash art on your wall. Yes, Bell, you have some great artwork there. You see that you can tell Bell is DC royalty. Check out all that great DC artwork.
My husband got me this.
That's beautiful.
It is. It has all the little other versions of him right here. Yeah, this is a good suit.
Yeah, unlike the suit we saw, the Walmart suit we saw at Fandom. Yeah, see, that's when the Flash was respectable in that picture behind you, Bell. That's the Flash that we know and love. That, and then how Ezra Miller's Flash is in the Snyder Cut. I really like the suit that he's wearing in the Snyder Cut, but I'm really not crazy about whoever that other Flash was that Ezra was playing in that other suit. Yeah. I don't get it. Is he playing reverse Flash, or is he just playing Ezra Miller pretending to be the Flash? Is he cosplaying? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm still trying to figure it all out. But Sickness says, being called essay is fighting words around here. Bell knows. Well, you see, but that's the thing. That Batman doesn't care. Pattinson doesn't care. He's unhinged. He's gonna kill everybody. Yes.
Oh, it's just me talking shit too, Sickness. You'll only understand this.
That's the exclusive clip from the Batman of Hamada Burger verse. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what you're getting. You're getting a Hamada burger, and yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Raul McMillan says Matt Reeves is a genius. Even the 50 Cent song in the background is raw, uncut, and gives the film an amazing urban feel. Yes. You see, this scene sold me on the movie. I wasn't really convinced that this movie was going to be awesome, but when I saw that scene, last night for the first time when I got the first super chat and was able, and Warner Brothers gave me clearance to show that scene, I was blown away. I was like, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for our whole lives. I mean, never mind that it totally goes against the, the iconography of the character. Never mind that the ideologies of Batman are completely thrown out the window and pistols are utilized in full action on screen. Never mind that. No, Matt Reeves showed me that he has balls. And for that, I will be in the theater watching Robert Pattinson's portrayal. Definitely. Definitely. David Ayer suggested the 50 Cent track. Yep. Yep. That's what happened. David Ayer probably said, I for that scene, I got you. And he knew exactly what to do. And I think the 50 Cent track was a nice touch. The scene was filmed down the road from Bell and Sickness. It was filmed in Sickness's garage. It was filmed during COVID in Sickness's garage, like the way Zack Snyder shot the Green Lantern scene in his driveway. This is what happened here for the Batman. They needed that scene, and it was just shot. Heard that someone on DC group chat on Facebook, they play Zack Snyder's Justice League clip and the beginning of the Flash panel. Fancy that. Yeah, that was they did that at the Chinese version of Fandom. They showed all of that. Ayer made a better film than Reeves any day of the week. I would agree with you, Showcast, if I didn't just see that awesome scene, with Batman toting those pistols. I mean, and with Batman having the nerve to shout out words like "SA" and "Vato" and Batman just being all crazy, I just, to me, that's a Batman that doesn't care. That's a Batman that's psycho. That's a Batman that's really nuts. Like, I mean, and you could tell Pattinson has a lot of anger. Heck, even in the clip in the trailer that they showed at Fandom, he had serious anger where he was like constantly like gritting his teeth, and you see Pattinson's teeth like so much throughout the trailer. Pattinson probably has lockjaw now and probably needs dental work for all those scenes where he's gritting his teeth and contorting his mouth and stuff. It was ridiculous. He did that a lot in the trailer. That was just in the trailer. So I can just imagine how it was throughout the rest of the film. Let's see. Wow. Sickness, can't believe you held that info from us. I guess it was because of an NDA. Yeah, probably. We got NDAs all over the place here. I'm actually surprised that Warner Brothers trusted me with that footage because they knew I was going to show it. I mean, I was like, guys, I'm going to show this for real. I mean, hey, and I don't know if that came from Toby or Walter. I don't know who sent it, but good looking out, guys. I love it. It was a great scene. Showcast says, I don't want to see Marvel polluting DC. It's bad enough when they did it in the comics. We don't need to see it in the movies so it can line the hack Jeff Johns' pockets. Well, the thing is, like I said, Showcast, would be one of the biggest movies in cinematic history, regardless of how we feel about it. I mean, I wouldn't want to really see it either unless it was. I'll tell you how I would like to see it. I'd like to see it if Zack Snyder directs it. That's how I'd like to see it. But I don't think that Zack Snyder would be directing it. Even though if they were smart, Kevin Feige would say, let's see if we could get Zack Snyder to direct this. Because I know that Kevin Feige and the Russo brothers and all those hacks over at Marvel respect Zack Snyder quite a bit. I know that the Russo brothers, I know for a fact that the Russo brothers respect Zack Snyder. So, I mean, if Feige could somehow nail down Zack Snyder to direct Marvel versus DC, I don't know. I think it would be pretty dope because he would do all kinds of crazy things with those characters. Oh, my goodness. And
I'll be right back real quick, Zod.
Okay. Okay, Bell. And Rel McMillan says, Zod, I think it was Jeff Johns who leaked it to you. He wanted to prove to Snyder fans that WB can still do raw and gritty without him. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right, Rel. Because here's the thing. The idea that Zack Snyder is the only one that can do dark and compelling DC films, you got to do something to dispel that. If you're Walter Hamada and you're Jeff Johns and you're putting out these run-of-the-mill Hamada burgers and you're giving us Our Man and all these would-be hits, right? So you got to do something dark and gritty. So that clip was dark. Okay, I don't think we we can't sit here and say that the clip that we saw was not dark and just completely off the rails crazy, because it really was. And Showcast says, I wouldn't want to see it on any level. Zaslav wouldn't let it happen anyway. Well, isn't Zaslav about money though? Isn't the whole idea that Zaslav wants this merger to happen is so that he can eventually turn around and resell the company? Isn't that what he ultimately does? He's got a reputation for flipping companies. He's like one of those, like flip this house. Like he fixes it up, and then when he's done, he turns around and he sees that it's worth like 10,000 times more what it was worth when he acquired it, and he turns it around and sells it and makes a massive profit. I mean, if you make that Marvel versus DC movie, you're gonna have the capital. There's enough money to go around for both companies. It would be huge, regardless of how us old school DC fans feel about it. It would make money regardless. It would be huge. DC needs to get established and stand on its own feet before it crosses. Oh, I agree. But again, that's what we're looking at here. We're looking at a company trying to, throw all the spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. That's the best way to look at it, and if they think that they can make money off of Marvel versus DC, that's the direction that they'll go, because they know they can make a mint off of that. I don't care what anybody says. That movie has potential to gross close to $5 billion at the box office. If you get Marvel versus DC, that's going to get everybody in the theater, because you got to think about it. You're going to have the DC heads, you're going to have the Marvel heads, you're going to have everybody wanting to see what this movie does to their respective universes and timelines and characters. This movie has potential to bring in people that never went to see superhero movies before. They're going to be like, oh my God, Spider-Man and Superman are going to be on screen together. Are you kidding me? That movie, that's like, you're going to like, it's like a license to print money. They know this. They know that it's a license to print money. This is why you have people like James Gunn crossing over, making movies for both Marvel and DC, so that you have somebody on the back end who can facilitate something like this. And if I'm not mistaken, there was actually some articles where James Gunn actually mentioned it, that he had pitched the idea to both Kevin Feige and to people over at DC about doing a Marvel versus DC movie. So the idea is already in the consciousness. And now all of a sudden you have Eternals mentioning Superman. You have Spider-Man being mentioned at Fandom. It's just going to get more. It's just going to get more prominent throughout. And what's really gonna feel really, really weird and Mandela-like trippy is when they not only mention and make reference to Superman in the Eternals, but they actually talk about something that Superman did. Can you imagine? They're like, well, Superman just rescued this this train from derailing, full of children and mothers. I mean, you literally, so they're gonna start alluding to Superman as a character, but just never showing him. Could you imagine? And then eventually, when they get together and are able to actually put together a Marvel versus DC movie, then you'll see crazy stuff like that. You'll see Spider-Man on screen with Henry Cavill and all that. And let's see, Showcast says, like I said, Jeff Johns was the turncoat who clearly set this up and did it by getting rid of Affleck and Snyder and sabotaging DCEU. So he will make his mint on doing Feige's dirty work. But I think even Feige understands the significance of the global phenomenon that is Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think even Kevin Feige realizes that if he can make that work, if he can catch lightning in a bottle and make that work and merge the Snyderverse with the MCU for some kind of Marvel versus DC movie, you don't think they would do it? I mean, it's just, I don't know. To me, I just feel like it's inevitable. I think it's going to happen. Whether I want it to happen or not is absolutely irrelevant. I just think it's going to happen, Marcus Cruz says, Zod, imagine Marvel versus DC versus anime. We could have Goku, Naruto, Luffy, all joining the battle. Every anime character will be joining too. Well, I mean, are they going to depict these anime characters in live action, Marcus? I mean, how does that work? I mean, maybe as an animated Marvel versus DC versus anime, but for live action, I don't know how that would work. But Sickness understood. You need a studio name. Fresno Productions.
There's already a Fresno Production. I'm pretty sure there is.
Anime isn't a company. You have to pick a company, and it would be shown in Jump. Yeah, that's true. Anime is not a company. Anime is a genre. So you would essentially have to, like Showcast is saying, you'd have to pick one and you'd have to go with it. Yeah. It's
sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. You killed a fly, didn't you? Did you kill it? Did you get it? Because I had one that got in my apartment and kept bothering me too while I was out caring. I was trying to kill it too. And I was like, man, I wish I had some chopsticks. That fly would be gone. John Krasinski's birthday is today, by the way. I was expecting him to announce that he was gonna get cast. Yeah, I don't know, Marcus. I mean, maybe. Oh God. And Lord Koj is in the chat, says, hey, what's going on, Lord Koj? Hey, what's up, man? And needs to have Sickness thrown in there too somewhere. It's too catchy to leave out. And that would make it manga, not anime, Marcus Cruz. And Lord Koj says, two of my favorites. What's going on, Koj? Glad you could stop in here and join us normal DC folk. Koopy Malik says, Bellreve. That sounds good. Time to get some snacks. Yeah. Efren Guzman says, ZodWriter, what are your thoughts on the Eternals news and your opinion on the after credit scene? Well, I'm gonna watch the Eternals because them referencing Superman really piques my interest. I don't know how they can get away with that. That's what makes me think that it's already in motion, that it's already started, and it's actually already been agreed upon. Because when you do that, when you mention a character like Superman in a competing franchise, you have to get permission. You can't just do that. They can't just mention Superman. They've got to get permission from WB, DC to mention Superman. So that's what you have to realize. There was probably a contract worked out just for them to be able to mention Superman in the Eternals.
That's true.
It's crazy stuff. That's why I say behind the scenes, we just have no idea. I mean, all this stuff is just nuts. Like, and Daniel Martin says most definitely sickness. Koj, what's up, brother? What's up, K Dots? K Dots says, "Sup, Zod and Bell. Good to see you, K Dots." And Koopy Malik shouting out Lord Koj, and Bellreve is talking about the replacement snack for her sweet tooth. So we've got that. That's awesome. And besides, it would be a licensing headache because of those franchises are owned by different creators who all want their money. So DC and Marvel won't do. But see, that's what I'm saying. They had to work out some kind of a deal to be able to mention Superman. You can't mention Superman in a competing. And you think it was a coincidence that they mentioned Spider-Man at Fandom? Why are they talking about a rival studio at a DC event? Why are they doing that? Marvel is their competitor. Disney is their direct competitor. Marvel versus DC is happening, guys. The signs is there. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Like I say, I give it 5 years.
Well, I kind of want it to happen now that you're mentioning all this stuff.
I mean, because we could, I mean, come on. I wouldn't mind seeing Superman and Spider-Man on screen together. That'd be all right. Batman and Captain America and
Thor and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Thor and Wonder Woman having a battle.
Quicksilver and the Flash.
Yeah, why not? And Daniel Martin says, "All hail Lord Koj." K Dot says, "Sup, Daniel." And Marcus Cruz, what are you saying now, buddy? It
Who
would
go
cost
up against Superman, though. Who can really handle Superman, though? Let's be honest.
in the MCU. Nobody.
Exactly.
You really got it when you think about it. If the DC heroes are depicted the way they're supposed to be, it's like you're always pointing out, Bell, they're gods. So you're not getting you don't get the same kind of thing in the MCU. I mean, Thor and Wonder Woman would be a good fight.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know who would go up against Superman, because I know in the comics they had Superman fighting the Hulk before, and Superman wasted the Hulk.
Yeah, he beat up the Hulk, Thor, and Captain America.
Yeah. Well, they had Batman go up against Captain America, and even Batman gave Captain America a run for his money. So as far as Marvel versus DC, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, DC has the better characters.
Of course.
So you're gonna have, it's gonna be hard in the movies, to make. And the only thing is, if whoever they have Spider-Man fight, they'll probably have Spider-Man win, because Spider-Man is such a popular character.
He is.
I mean, if they have Spider-Man, they'll have to have Spider-Man go up against somebody like Robin or something. And
Nightwing.
Yeah. They get the Nightwing guy from Titans, and they have him go up against Spider-Man.
That'd be a good fight.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Showcase says manga creators, because they own and control their creations, are millionaires compared to American comic book creators. Look what just happened with Demon Slayer profits. And Bell says, "Yo, Dots." There we go. K Dots is here. And K Dots says they mentioned Superman in Spider-Man 2.
Do they? K Dots? Which one, the Amazing Spider-Man or Toby?
But they actually mentioned Superman as though he exists in the Marvel universe, in the Eternals. They actually mention him like he's a character, like he's doing stuff, like he's real. Like I mean, they're not. It's not like a throwaway line like how they do, like how they might mention like Superman as like a fictional character. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference. They're treating him like, yeah, he's in that universe. We just haven't seen him yet. Showcase says there won't be won't be a verse anime because it's not a company, it's a genre. You got to start understanding the companies who makes this stuff. Well, they can talk to the individual creators of each anime character. Okay. That's like me saying Shonen Jump versus Tatsunoko versus American cartoons. It just doesn't make sense. Exactly. ZodWriter, if you can choose a character we haven't seen yet for DC and Marvel, who would you choose and why? Well, I can tell you right now, for DC, I'm looking forward to seeing Dr. Fate. We haven't seen Dr. Fate yet on screen, and Pierce Brosnan looks like he's going to nail it. And I'm excited about that Black Adam movie more than anything else that they showed us at DC Fandom. So I can tell you right now, I'm a big Dr. Fate fan, and I'd love to see Dr. Fate. As for Marvel in the MCU, I want to see Doctor Doom. We haven't seen Doctor Doom yet. They announced Doctor Doom's casting, didn't they? Didn't they just announce Doctor Doom's casting? And it's the guy who plays Gus on Breaking Bad.
Really?
And Better Call Saul as Doctor Doom. I can't wait. I think he's gonna knock it out of the park.
I'm going to be Two-Face.
I'm excited about that character. Oh, I'd love to see him play Two-Face. You get him to play Harvey Dent, Two-Face, and just that scene in Breaking Bad where he blows up and you see that's the scene. That's the scene you were thinking about. I was reading your mind. It's like, yep, that's it. That was a great scene.
Yeah,
that was a great scene. I think he would nail it as a comic book. And he's been so good in The Mandalorian too.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, they make him Doctor Doom. That got me more excited for Fantastic Four. Listening to Marcus these last couple months talk about Fantastic Four, because Marcus is always bringing up Fantastic Four. But when they made that Doctor Doom announcement, I'm like, all right, I'm in. That's awesome.
Giancarlo Esposito, that's his name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out his name.
And Showcase says that I'm talking about Japan Phantom DC versus anime movie, not the Phantom DC versus Marvel project. And Sagittarius Doom says Spider-Man on a piggyback ride on Superman. Now I could see that happening, especially if Tom Holland is still Superman when they make that movie. Showcase says they won't do it because it's too much money and they won't control, and they want control, and that's the point you keep missing. Daniel Martin says you're both companies sprinting to the multiverse. What's left but Marvel versus DC? Exactly, Daniel Martin. You hit it on the head. The multiverse is already in play with both Marvel and DC. Mm-hmm. So now, because you've done that, now you can have that face-off between Thanos and Darkseid, because now you got the Monitor, the Anti-Monitor. What else? In Marvel, you've got Galactus. You've got, I mean, it's just destined to happen. There's just too much money to be made. And they know it. They know they're going to make money off of that. I mean, it's going to be huge. Bell, the Superman ripoff, Sentry, Blue Marvel, Hyperion, Gladiator, Adam Warlock, Quasar, Vulcan. Okay. Quasar and Vulcan. If they got Zach to direct Marvel versus DC, I will be more than interested to see it. Yeah, they should. That would be. Do you know that you would have so many Snyder DC fans praising Kevin Feige if they announced that Zack Snyder was going to direct Marvel versus DC? Do you realize how huge that would be? nobody would be. We would all be sitting here losing our collective minds. It would be like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much more excited you could be. I mean, it would just be ridiculous. It would be off the chain.
Yeah, it does sound ridiculous. In a
Marcus,
good way, though.
Yeah, Marcus Cruz says, "Okay, now I understand. It would be to ask a creator one by one. It'd be a lot of work. Yes, it would. The one that could go against Superman from the Marvel side would be Sentry. Yeah, and Sentry hasn't even been introduced in the MCU yet, right?
That's what I said. He hasn't had any screen time.
Hasn't been introduced yet. And yet they didn't introduce Sentry, but they're mentioning Superman in a Marvel movie. What?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I'm totally. How does Marvel respect DC, but DC doesn't respect DC?
That's true.
Sickness says no one can handle Superman in the MCU. Yeah, I don't think so.
No,
I think
too much.
I think Thor could have a good fight with Superman, just like Thor is going to have a great fight with Wonder Woman. If they don't have that Thor versus Wonder Woman fight, they might as well not even make that movie.
Yeah,
because we got to see that fight.
Two gods.
Exactly.
Yeah, if X-Men's in there, they might have a chance if they have the X-Men in there. I love the X-Men.
Oh yeah, the X-Men too, because now you got the metahumans.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're Marvel's metahumans.
So like you could have the whole X-Men go up against Superman. All the X-Men going up against Superman. I think it'd be funny to kind of have Deadpool fight Batman.
Deadpool and Batman. Yeah, that would be funny.
Because Ryan Reynolds would make it hilarious. Remember that joke in Deadpool where Deadpool 2 where Deadpool was fighting Cable and Deadpool's like, "You're so dark. You must be from the DC universe." Yeah,
I remember that. That was a funny joke.
I could imagine like him actually having a fight with Deadpool actually having a fight with Batman would be hilarious, especially Affleck's Batman.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Disney wants control of properties and don't share the profits. So you're telling me they're going to license a bunch of different manga characters? Come on now. That won't happen. Let's see. Franklin Richards defeats Superman. All right, well, good for Frank. K-Dot says, well, Batman will just kick and one-shot Hulk again. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just like in the comics, that's what would happen. Showcase says Disney only has one ring and it don't share power with anyone. No, but what it is though, Showcase, and the difference here is that it's Marvel and DC. It's not Disney saying, it's not Disney licensing off anything that's not relevant. It's them working in conjunction with DC. Because I got another hot take. I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line they turn around and try to sell DC to Disney. Because the idea is that Zaslav is, again, I already told you, he's like a flip this house kind of guy with these companies. He builds them up to turn around and sell them a few years down the line. And that's the goal with Zaslav. Zaslav knows what he has. He mentioned specifically the Trinity. He mentioned Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. He mentioned those characters specifically. Those are the characters he's most excited about. He doesn't want anything to tarnish those characters. So you see, this is, I think, the idea of working with Disney, it would be the biggest thing ever. And you got to remember, they did it before. They did it with Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a movie that used cartoon characters from multiple companies. They had to get individual licenses from Disney, from Warner Brothers. I mean, you talk about You talk about a nightmare, about a licensing nightmare. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is probably the biggest licensing nightmare in cinematic history because of all the sheer amount of characters that was in that cartoon. So I don't know. I think they could do Marvel versus DC a lot easier because all it would take is just Disney and WB wanting to work together on this project. Raimi's Spider-Man 2. What about X-Men versus DC, Bell? X-Men versus DC as a movie? Like just the X-Men? I don't know. Aunt May mentioned Superman. You don't have to be Superman, Peter. Something to that effect. Yeah, but she's wasn't mentioning Superman like he's a real character. She's mentioning Superman like as though he's like a fictional fragment of fiction, not a real character. They mention him in Eternals like he's a real character living, breathing in the universe. Superman isn't living and breathing in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies. Ron McMillan says, I don't think they put Spider-Man against a human. They would probably have him fighting the Flash to see how well his spidey senses match up against a speedster. That would be cool. Ezra Miller's Flash against Tom Holland's Spider-Man. The annoying battle. That's what it would be. Who could annoy us the most? They could start arguing about brunch or something. Bell, your audio is missing. They could start mentioning, they could start arguing about brunch. They could start arguing about anything.
I think he'll fuck up Tom Holland, to be honest. He's just too damn fucking fast.
But I just think it would be funny. It would be hilarious comic relief between those two characters. Really, it'd be interesting. See, and that's the other thing a Marvel versus DC movie would do. A Marvel versus DC movie would please all the popcorn audiences too.
That's true.
People would get off on it so much. You'd have people who haven't gone to the movie theaters in decades excited to go see this movie. I mean, all the kids, all the merchandise, all the purists like us, we're all gonna go see it regardless. So, I mean, yeah, and you point this out here very eloquently, Bell. That's the thing, though. They haven't given Sentry any screen time. No. Why haven't we seen Sentry yet? Sentry's the only character that they got a chance. So what? They need to. K-Dot says, I think Superman is just a fictional pop culture icon in the MCU. DC is comics in Marvel Universe. That's how I look at that reference. Okay, well, that's fair enough, but I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it, but to me, I just think that it came off to me as a genuine reference to a character who really exists. I don't know. It would be so cool to see Henry Cavill's Superman come out in an episode of Sentry, or I mean, in an episode in an Eternals movie. Could you imagine? At the end, you see Henry Cavill's Superman come out. It would just be like what is going on here? Carlos says it makes sense that both companies are getting into alternate timelines. This is how that could tie in. Yeah. Again, like me and Bell were saying, the multiverse is big with both of these companies now. They've both specifically made references to the multiverse, alternate timelines, all this stuff. So that's the only way you would fit in a Marvel versus DC. It would have to be some type of alternate timeline. It wouldn't occur in any of the established Marvel or DC timelines that we know. But it would be a different Earth where these characters could all be united, where there's like no division. You see Shazam hanging out with Captain America, or Shazam hanging out with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Showcast says the setup for your DC versus Marvel fantasy is the Nexus idea in Doctor Strange 2, which has been glimpsed at already with Loki, WandaVision, and What If. That's how they could introduce it. Exactly. It's just another conduit, like all those things you just mentioned, Showcast. And and yeah, he can play two roles. And let's see here. Wow, you guys are really trying to trip me up. You got so many comments. My God, there's so many of you in here. This is amazing. God, Belle, people love you. I'm like,
no, not just me.
I'm like, I got like, I'm sitting here like, wow, I'm trying to catch up with the chat, and there's just like so much stuff going on here. And Koopy says, Belle, I don't remember Sentry. I don't remember Sentry appearing in the MCU movies. Or
he didn't.
No, he never has, Koopy. That's the problem. He
never even
has.
mentioned.
It's like Adam Warlock. Like they teamed him. Like I don't know how do you do an Infinity Gauntlet storyline without Adam Warlock? How do you do that? I don't know. But they managed to do it somehow. I don't know. Zod, are you a fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? What are your thoughts on Daredevil on the TV and the Darkhold on film? You think it can change his appearance, or do you think they never planned it? I don't really think that they ever planned it, to tell you the truth. And I do love Daredevil, and I'm glad a second season, another season, not a second season, but another season is happening. And we got my boy Vega. What's up, brother? Vega and I were on a stream earlier today with Prime. What's up, Vega? And Vega sends a $4.99 super chat and says, what's good, Zod and Bell? Everyone in the chat. So good to see you, Vega. Thank you for the super chat. You know what this means, right? This means that we get to play that exclusive clip from WB, from the Robert Pattinson Batman movie. I absolutely love this clip. And I'm so humbled that WB would trust me, a Snyder head, with this footage, because I've been accused of being a Snyder cultist, and I've been accused of all kinds of things. But we're gonna go ahead and play this clip here. Let's take a look.
What's up, Hey, what's up? Right from that thing? All right, what's up? What's up? We should just go blast the motherfucker. Hey, come on. Let's go blast that fool.
I wonder where this was shot at. It's just masterful cinematography. Check it out. You see the red in the background, like in the trailers? It's all the red. See? It's ridiculous. Look at this. Here he comes. You will feel the Pattinson. Here he comes.
Freeze. Don't even think about moving. Turn that fucking noise off. I should shoot every last one of you just based on the music you listen to.
Hey, check this clown out. Halloween until October. Didn't we kill his chingat might already?
You have to respect Robert Pattinson.
But I'm definitely here to turn you fucking douchebags into permanent ghosts. Get on your knees and interlock your fingers behind your head. You bitches get your ass in that room, and I swear to God, if I see a slip from that door jam, I'm gonna have each and every one of you suited for a white sheet with black holes for eyes, you freaking.
Ben Stiller.
Fucking killed you, dog. I left you for dead in the alley that night. You ain't even fucking here. You're a ghost, Vato.
And it doesn't even seem like they're acting. It's so natural.
Lives, did you?
This is how they talk.
Settle the score for every last person you victimized in this city.
You know who you're fucking with, you stupid motherfucker?
Yeah, I know who I'm fucking with. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, and dead is evil Knievel.
No, motherfucker, you know what? You're fucking with pure evil. We got our homies on the bureau. They'll be back any second, dog. You know what? Regardless, you ain't getting out of here alive. You're done, that's it.
That may be true, but I'll live long enough to piss on your fucking grave.
He kind of sounds like Michael Keaton there a little bit.
Though I walk in the shadow of darkness, my shield is my vengeance, my armor is my hatred. My weapon is my Father, His Son, and her Holy Ghost. This is a message from the city. Every mug has its day. Vatos.
That is so great. God. I'm a Pattinson fan now. Yes. The GOAT. Thank you so much, Vega, for your generous super chat. I hope you enjoyed that exclusive clip from Robert Pattinson's upcoming Batman movie coming in March of next year. Wow. I hope Warner Brothers bestows me with some more clips to use for super chats. I would love some more clips. That was really great. And Daniel Martin is speaking the truth here. Hashtag release the Fresno cut. Bat Stiller. When Red Hood borrows the bat suit. Yeah, that was kind of like a a Red Hood kind of reference. But you see, Matt Reeves is doing new things with the character. This is what we're supposed to embrace now. We're supposed to embrace the psycho elements of Batman. That's what we're supposed to be looking forward to. And Vegas says, I love this exclusive. Oh, I do too. I think it's wonderful. And Neo7 says the Vatos Locos cut. Yes. Speaking of which, another really good movie, to check out, I guess, after you watch Matt Reeves' Batman, is you watch a movie called Blood In, Blood Out, Bound by Honor.
It's my favorite movie.
It's a great movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I absolutely love that film. And, so what I think, you do is you watch Matt Reeves' The Batman, then you come home and you watch Blood In, Blood Out, and then you celebrate at the end of the night by watching La Bamba because you survived and you're excited and you just want to watch something that's a little more.
Who's your favorite character in Blood In, Blood Out?
Miklo.
I like Popeye. Popeye is so fucking scandalous. You know who Popeye is, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's a funny one. All those jokes, Big Al.
Oh yeah, all those jokes. It's so cool. It's so cool.
La Bamba.
Oh yeah, La Bamba's one of my favorite movies too. I can watch La Bamba all day, Belle. I can sit there and watch La Bamba and just be like, yo, this is like the greatest movie ever. I remember watching the movie with my dad, and I love the movie so much. It was a movie that it's my goal in life to get Lou Diamond Phillips up here on this stream with me so I can talk to him about La Bamba. That'd be fun. And we've got our good friend Saggy Melons here in the chat. Bellanzad, woo! Yes, that's what it is. It's Bellanzad tonight. We're doing this great late night Q&A. I love this show so much. I get to interact with so many fine, amazing people on this show. It's just some amazing stuff. Showcase says Psycho Bats. Well, that was introduced in Tim Burton's first Batman film. Yes, I agree with you. But Showcase, Matt Reeves is taking it one step further and just letting Batman shoot people in the head. So that's just multiple people. It's pretty amazing. Oh my God. And Sagittarius Doom says F Popeye. And Sickness says, no, you didn't just say Popeye, Bell. Oh God, dude, we could do a whole podcast on Blood In, Blood Out. That's such a great movie. I mean, my God, man, you could just talk for hours about it, how great it is. Oh, God Almighty. Koopy Malik says, Zod, who do you think equals DC's seven endless in the Marvel universe? There's no equal. It just doesn't exist in the Marvel universe. I think Marvel has potential to tell some very deep and dark stories with Galactus and Silver Surfer. If they really wanted to go there, they could tell some amazing stuff, but they just I don't know. I'm amazed we haven't even seen Silver Surfer in the MCU yet.
Yeah.
Is anybody else surprised about that? I mean, wow. Now I'm more interested in the Bat Who Laughs. And Bellreve says, sorry, no more tortillas.
Big Al.
Mm-hmm. I don't so what's up Saggy Melons? What are you doing tonight? What's your take on all this stuff? Have you been paying attention to fandom? Have you been paying attention? Did you see the exclusive clip from the Batman? What do you think? What do you think is going on? I was gonna say that shit. And use the hashtag #UsUnited. Yeah. What you said on your stream the other day, Zod. Pattinson Batman looks just mentally disturbed, like Bruce Wayne isn't even a mask. Yeah. He looks mentally disturbed whether he's Batman or Bruce Wayne. There's like no difference. He's got like this incredible scowl on his face, and we see his baby bat teeth. He's constantly gritting his baby bat teeth, and it's like, dude, you're going to need like some sort of dental work. You're going to need like a retainer or something when you're done shooting this movie, because you messed up your mouth, dude. Like, I've never seen somebody contort their mouth so much. Why are you so angry? Dude, you're going to give yourself a stroke. It's ridiculous. I don't know, dude. Batman, he got problems. He's just like stoling on people. I mean, it's like ridiculous. Stoling on people. So he evolves later on in the movie and he just decides to start shooting people because he's just tired of it. Jesse Allen says, I can imagine Zod driving through the ghetto in a fur coat, all blinged out, firing his gold AK in the air like a true gangster. Well, you know what? I will admit to this, Jesse Allen. I always liked those golden guns that Nicolas Cage has in the movie Face Off. I always thought those were like the coolest guns ever. They're gold and they just look, yeah, those.
I love that movie.
Those, yeah. Oh, yeah. Face Off is another great movie. Alale, vato. Okay. All right. And Vega says, I used to have a boy of mine in Puerto Rico I used to call Rocket from the movie Colors. Could have been Don Cheadle's stunt double. Cool. Let's see. I Huey. I Cinderella, go find yourself a fellow. People giving props to Saggy. Yeah, Saggy was here, but it seems like she just disappeared. Like she popped in, she's like, Balance on, and then she disappeared. Like, I'm like, what happened, Saggy? Where are you at? What's up with Saggy Melons? Anybody know? I don't know. Showcase says the man with the golden gun. I forgot about that one. Life's a risk, Connell. Yep. Mm-hmm. I love the DC Sweet Tooth series on Netflix. Can't wait for the next season. I also look forward to DC's The Sandman on Netflix. Yes, Koopy Malik, you are right. Sweet Tooth is fantastic. And I'll tell you, The Sandman is going to be another huge hit for Netflix. And you mark my words, the second season, DC, they're going to want to move Sandman over to HBO Max, because they're going to be like, it's too good of a show. It's too popular. We got to get it off Netflix and bring it over to HBO Max. It actually should be on HBO Max from the get-go. I don't know why they licensed it off to Netflix. That makes no sense to me at all. Marcus Cruz says, Zod, why are girls more interested in older men than boys their own age? Well, for you just answered your own question. I mean, you answered your question with that question, Marcus. See, older men have more experience. They're more mature. They tend to be more sympathetic towards people's feelings and That's what a woman wants, you to be sympathetic towards her feelings, you to understand her, you to see where she's coming from and to take her seriously, and for you to be a badass too. So maybe practice your badassery, Marcus, and you'll get yourself all types of chicks, bro.
Yeah, Marcus.
Yeah. Just ask Belle here. Belle's like all like awesome, like total badassery. I seen a picture of Belle not too long ago. Belle was like straight up driving a tank. I was like, dude, wow, was that real, Belle? You were in a tank? You were seriously driving a tank?
Yeah, I can drive so many army vehicles.
I mean, that was crazy. I was like, wow. I looked at that picture and I'm like, that's exciting. That's exciting stuff.
Yeah, it was good times in there.
That is dope. Won't you go play with the polar bears?
It's one of my favorite lines. I can't say the other word because I don't want to offend anybody.
And everything you say has potential to offend somebody. So you just at any time. So you just have to realize that you want to take his face off. Yes, you do. You want to take his face off. That's such a great movie. I love Face Off. You bluff in this game. And you better be holding five. You better be holding 5 aces. Mm-hmm. I remember that line.
That shit's fucking funny, dude.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. There's so many great sequences from that movie. Let's see, Daddy Issues.
That's one of the funniest fucking lines in that movie. Oh my god! I'm glad a lot of people watched that movie. What the fuck is Belle saying? Lines from a movie, Jesse Allen. Only the ones that seen the movie would get it.
Exactly. And judging from the responses in this big, beautiful crowd we have here tonight, everybody seems super excited. Everybody's on that. Everybody watches movies, and that's good to know. Vertigo, not DC. As for Sandman, it's to do with WB trying to play producer and content maker at the same time and not understanding that HBO Max needed exclusives. Well, if they understood that HBO Max needed exclusives, they would have turned Injustice into an animated series rather than a rushed direct-to-video movie and tried to truncate this long story into 72 minutes. That's the problem. No, I want to be a man baby. Okay. Man, if only she didn't have a boyfriend. Okay. I'm eating my honks out right now. Okay. God, everybody's joking. Everybody's having fun tonight. This is what happens, when you get on a stream like this. You have a lot of fun. Give me some chong chong. Belle, thank you for your service.
Thank you, Sagittarius, dude.
Don't keep Daddy waiting too long. Anyone see the prequel to American Gangster?
No.
The prequel?
That's another movie I didn't know Ridley Scott directed.
I'm gonna have to refresh my memory on that. The prequel? I remember seeing American Gangster, but they made a prequel?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Koopy Malik says, Zod and Bell, did you both watch Halloween Kills? I didn't finish it. I'm about an hour or so in, and I wanted to go back to it, but I just haven't had time yet. I don't want that pork chop. I want his life. What's everyone's DC video game? Old school or new school? I would have to say for DC games, my favorite old school DC game is Batman Returns for the Super Nintendo. My favorite newest DC game, I would have to say, is the original Injustice game. I think that's an amazing DC game. What about you, Belle? You got a favorite DC video game?
Injustice when I play it, which is like never.
You watch all the scenes on YouTube, which is the best way to enjoy it anyway.
I watched the whole entire story on YouTube already.
I know you. Yeah, I mean, they got it edited together like a movie, and you can just sit down and watch it, and it's so awesome. It's really good. A Sickness says, I haven't seen that shit in a long time. The only line I could remember off the top was the pork chop line. And Marcus Cruz says, man, it looks like Jake Bon Jovi and Millie are happy together. It looks like she found her one, to be honest. Okay, I guess. The Batman Returns Super NES is one of my favorites. And Daniel Martin is asking the same question that we're asking. There was a prequel? Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I thought we were talking about Blood In, Blood Out. Oh, we were. We were talking about Blood In, Blood Out for a while. I'm not skipping comments. What's happening is his StreamYard is jumping all over. I'm not skipping comments on purpose.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
Vega says, yeah, it just came out. It's called Many Saints of Newark. Oh, wow. Oh my God. I didn't realize you are looking at that as a prequel to American Gangster. Wow. Wow. No, that's supposed to be the prequel to The Sopranos. I don't know. I didn't mind Many Saints of Newark. I thought it was okay.
I haven't seen it.
Neo7 says American Me was good. Was a good movie too. Yep. Jesse Allen says Batman Arkham Asylum. And Showcast says I have to keep reposting certain comments. Yeah, it's like that sometimes, you know. It has me jumping around because it wants me to catch up, because sometimes I get behind because I try to read all your comments and it jumps all over the place. Belle knows what I'm talking about. But Belle doesn't try to read all the comments because she knows exactly how it is. It just jumps all over the place. Sometimes you just have to say, F it. You just go with wherever you are. You know, you miss a lot of comments that way.
Zod? I think Zod froze. He froze. Flight of Bumblebee, LOL. They didn't know what they had or what they were doing with HBO Max. All right, sorry, my apologies, Zod. Let's see what you guys are saying. LOL. All right, sorry. Zod frozen, Mr. Freeze. At least he looks happy. Are you good, Zod? It's just me. Damn, WB. Oh, shit. Yeah, it was easier when the chat was smaller, but now you're bigger and can see it more complicated. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Now I keep thinking about scenes from freaking Blood In, Blood Out. I can't stop thinking about those scenes though. All the funny lines are kind of borderline, like, not racist, but like, you know, I don't know the word for it, but it's not racist. But yeah, all the good lines are like that, and I can't say them. Michael, you're dead to me. Bigger as in more followers or subscribers? Zod is looking towards the toilet. Oh, it was a good movie, but I found it connected more to American Gangster. Then it does Sopranos. American Gangster was a good movie too. It took me a while to figure out, like, Ridley Scott directed this. What the fuck? Ridley Scott has range. That motherfucker has range, dude. I haven't seen it in a while. Go watch it so you could laugh. There's so many fucking funny lines. All the funny lines come from Big Al and Popeye. I don't care what anyone says. Those are where all the good lines come from. Belle, you can channel be your inner Belle, lol. Zod, I hope you're okay. Do you guys notice my hair color's changed? It's the color I've been wanting. I don't know if you guys noticed or not. I haven't seen it in a while, Belle. Okay, I already read that. Poor Zod. Belle, okay, I already read that. Yeah, I was gonna have to leave anyways because I gotta go to bed. It's 12:16 over here. I gotta wake up early for my kids. Come on, more comments for me to read, guys. I heard that Ridley's new movie is based on real accounts. Ridley Scott, that dude, just seen The Last Duel. Yeah, the dude's pushing fucking 90, I think. I think he's like 85, 86, I think. What color is it, if you don't mind me asking? This is called cinnamon brown. And this color that I have right here in my avatar, that was more towards like a auburn burgundy, but this one has more of like a orange undertone. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like a really dark ginger. Frazzled. Okay, with your hair, wasn't it's supposed to be a little yellowish blonde before? Yeah, I had it blonde, but that's so I can get it to this color because I got tired of the red. The taste you can see looks good. Okay, thanks for the reply, Belle. You did that yourself? Hair's fire. Personal trainer asked tomorrow. LOL. Oh, my personal trainer, he's going to a show in Reno, so I'm not gonna even go to the gym tomorrow. He won't be back till Tuesday, but he's gonna send me my workout. So I'm gonna take advantage of it. And tomorrow I'm just not gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna chill because my body, it hurts, guys. I'm tired. I feel like this is my stream. Zod listening, Belle. Don't talk about hair. Why? Oh, Disney kidnapped Zod at Jesse. What up, Vega? What shit good? Look fucking dope. Okay, I already read that. Speaking of Mexican movies, have you guys seen that one? The Collector, is it called The Collector? Or it has, what's his name? The guy from Fury and the guy from Transformers. Have you guys seen it? Is it good? I think it's a David Ayer film. Nice. I heard they're going Mind style with Namor for this Black Panther sequel. Well, yeah, because the actor that is going to play Namor was in Narcos Mexico. I don't know if you guys seen that, the Narcos Mexico show. He was in there. I forgot his name, but he was the Indio looking motherfucker that was freaking chasing that freaking European looking ass Mexican chick. You guys remember? Who watched Narcos Mexico? I fucking love that show, dude. That's my shit right there. Tax Collector. Oh yeah, Tax Collector literally got a 4K today. Yeah, that's it. Of course, Jesse Allen. Of course, you got it. Soundwave, Vega, The Last Duel, The Tax Collector's Fire. Okay, well then I'm gonna watch it. I like, what's his name? What is his name? Shadow LeBeau or whatever. Is it David Ayer? I think David Ayer directed it, right? You can tell when David Ayer has like an infatuation with Mexican culture. He loves, well, specifically Chicano culture. He loves Chicano culture. So like a lot of his movies are based around Chicano culture. You know what I mean? His wife David Ayer's ex-wife, I don't think they're together, but David Ayer has half Mexican kids. His kids are half Chicano and half whatever the hell he is, a white, I assume. Yeah. That dude's in fact, if he has a thing for Chicano culture, he loves Chicano culture. I'm gonna check it out. Yep, David Ayer, Harsh Times. Oh, I fucking love Harsh Times, dude. That is a prime example of PTSD. Like the guy's like, oh my god, that movie makes me sad. Like it's such a good movie, but it also makes me sad because Christian Bale's character is so off his fucking rocker, and I feel so sad because he didn't get the help that he needed. Like he was just, God, that guy was fucking gone, dude. Welcome to the Bell stream. Everyone can start dropping F-bombs now. Oh, I'm sorry, Zod. I forget. I cuss a lot. I'm so sorry, Zod. Please forgive me. I forgot. I'm sorry. Did not hurt the Mija. Yeah, he's gonna play Namor, and I think he's pretty accurate. I'm not a big Marvel fan. You guys know this. I don't really care about Namor, but you look at Namor in the comics and you look at that guy, it's pretty accurate. Pretty fucking accurate. His name is Ahi. Definitely. Yeah, I think they did good with that casting. Because Namor, when you look at him in the comics, he's brown. He's not pale. He's definitely brown. And he has those elf ears. I wonder if they're gonna give him the elf ears. You know, the little kind of like Black Adam. Yeah, Namor does have. I knew it. I knew I was right. He does have those elfish looking ears. You think so? Well, the guy they casted, he's Indio. He's like as Mexican as they come, dude. Like really native looking Mexican too, like me. Like if you look at me, I look fucking hella native. I have like 70% native in me. But that's how he looks. Look, I think he's gonna do good. He better fucking work out though. He's gonna have to work out, like really fucking work out. It's kind of fucked up because Namor came before Aquaman, and Aquaman gets all the fucking love. And me saying that as a DC fan, it's kind of fucked up because this is the guy that came first. But to be honest, the name Aquaman is more catchy, and Aquaman is more of a more iconic than Namor. That's for sure.
Thank you so much, Belle. I am so sorry. My computer crashed, and I had to reboot and everything. It was ridiculous. Wow.
No worries. We're just talking. I was just talking about Namor.
You've been holding it down. You see, Belle is like the greatest person in the world, like for real. Because I was sitting here, I was so worried. Like I'm like, oh no, the stream is like going to be completely derailed now because like I can't come back until my computer boots back up, and it was so wow. So you were just talking about Namor.
Yeah, I was talking about the guy they casted out. I think they did good because the guy they casted, he's Mexican, but he has like that. Because when you look at Namor doesn't look white. He looks like he has a brown skin. You know what I mean?
Namor would be so if we ever get that Marvel versus DC movie, we'll have Namor versus Aquaman.
Yeah. Yep.
And Marcus Cruz says for you to search Namor 2014 armor.
Namor.
Isn't Shang-Chi coming to Disney Plus? I thought it was going to be on Disney Plus for everybody to watch soon, isn't it? Or is it still making money at the movie theater?
I forgot about Shang-Chi, to be honest.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, I wanted to watch it, but it never came to Disney Plus, and I didn't want to go to the movies and see it because like the only movie theater that near me that was playing, it's like far away. So I was like, I'll just watch it when it comes on Disney Plus. Plus, I don't want to wear a mask going to the movies. Yeah.
I haven't been in the movies for almost a year and a half.
Yeah, like a year and a half now. Yeah, it's been a long time. Blue Beetle. Everyone was praising it. Long live Aquaman. It gets worse than that because DC stole the idea of their film from Universal's idea for a Namor film. Water people suck.
Zod, I gotta go. It's 12:30 here. I gotta wake up early for my kids.
Okay. Well, I want to just say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for holding down the stream, even though I lost power and everything. So I'm glad you were here and you were able to hold it down. Thank you everybody for being here for tonight's late night Q&A. Belle, you are awesome. Thank you again. I hope everybody has a good night, and we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.